All right, welcome to JCCR Racing, where we're going to give you all the tips, strategies, and the actions you need to undertake to get ready to get faster laps and make lots of money. That cheddar, we want to make the cheddar here. We want to get you into your dream cars. And let's face it, folks, online is not going to get you into your dream car very quickly, but the World Series actually will. Even if you place quite badly, you're still going to make a lot of money. And before you make a lot of money in the World Series, you don't want to finish last. You got to finish somewhere in the middle of the pack. So this is Gran Turismo 7, and this is how to prepare for the World Series and make money racing. So let's make some money racing. Right now, on Saturday, we've got Daytona coming up, so we're going to practice Daytona road course, but really whatever upcoming race for the World Series is coming up, that's the race you're going to go to. And we've gone to the World Touring Car 800. And of course, if you just want to work on getting faster laps, do the circuit experience, but that's often with not the correct car. So I don't want to be practicing the Ford GT for the World Series, where I could make, a few $1 million. I want to be practicing it right here with the 458 Italia GT3 2013, because that's what I signed up to use. So we're going to make some money, and this isn't the race that pays the absolute most, but it'll at least pay some money while getting ready for the World Series. It'll practice our break points. So if you are going to be competing in the World Series tomorrow, great. Just like me, you need to find out when to be on the brake, when to be on the gas. Now, circuit experience does help a lot with brake points and acceleration points coming out of the corner. Of course, you're going to be easy on the throttle to not slide out. A front engine rear wheel drive, you can actually direct the nose of the vehicle by pressing down on the accelerator pedal. But these mid-engines are likely to slide out. I find they grip more, but once they're done gripping, they're sliding. The whole vehicle slides out. Here we want to go to the apex and lay lightly, and now full throttle. So the more the steering wheel is turned, the less you want to be on that accelerator or brake pedal, because you're increasing the chances of really losing control. As you can see, I have the gear tuned for low gear acceleration. Here you're going to want to grab one apex, drive over the next, and already be back on the accelerator. And as you can see, that got us way ahead. And this is going to be easy money. Already 12th out of 20, and we're going to climb into first. Hopefully get a clean racing bonus, so we get a few 100,000 credits. Now the Ferrari 458 has the best sounding engine in the game, I believe, because it has a flat plane cranked V8, meaning it's a very high revving V8. It's not like those push rod V8s that GM and Ford made for quite some time. Now Ford got off the push rod engine sometime near the late 90s. And went towards more of a you could say a European V8 setup. And actually you can get a flat plane crank V8 from Ford in the form of the GT350, available from 2016 to, was it 2019, 2020? One of the two. So go from the complete outside and then hunt the inside. If ever you find you're just about to be driving off the track, but you're in a position where you can't really be braking, well, that's where I love the manual. You can downshift, and no matter what, you can use downshifting and your left foot on the brake pedal, or left finger on the trigger, the controller trigger, to brake with the engine and the brake that's on the floor of the vehicle. Now in Daytona, it's important to try to follow people down the straights, have them break the wind, deal with the wind resistance. In qualifying, it won't matter. There's no wind there's no acceleration through slipstreaming, but there you can see if these cars were evenly matched in power, you will get passes by following behind people. Just for the World Series, all the cars are evenly tuned. I believe the only thing we're going to be allowed to play with is the brake controller. But for the mid-engine rear-wheel drive, I find actually that 0 is just fine. So you can see there, I feel that using the engine braking by downshifting helped save that corner. Got to be easy on the throttle there. If I would have just stomped down on the accelerator, we would have slid out, spun out, messed up. A big whoopsie doopsie. Now here you can partially, if you're full pedal to the brake pedal to the floor, you're not going to get any direction out of the car. You're just going to kind of slide through like you're driving on ice. So the trick is, as you approach the apex, you just can be partially on the brake pedal, half or less, and you're still going to get some nose dive towards, or you'll have the vehicle direct and nonetheless towards that apex that we need to try to hunt and get to every turn. Clearly should have played with the transmission and raised my top speed. And the soft tires for this probably should have gone with mediums. But we'll go pit once and we'll throw on the mediums to last the rest of the race. Because there's no way these softs are going to last a whole race. We will pit. I normally don't drive down here. And there might be a penalty for driving down there during the World Series. Keep that in mind. So we are going to go in and pit here. And we'll throw on the medium tires. Racing hard. Let's take no chances here. One pit is more than enough. Now I'm wondering why the pit crew doesn't have the JCCR gear on. I guess it's just the driver. And if you like this livery, it's from Aussie Pug, my mate in Australia, making the world's best liveries. And if you've subscribed and you want to be part of the JCCR racing crew, you can download the livery under search JCCROP. That will show you all the liveries that are available. And that way, you can just go and edit it by throwing your name on the back. So you'll be part of the race team, one of the drivers. We're real lucky to have an incredible race crew here at JCCR Racing. We've got A, B, and C level racers, and of course less, but we get great tips and tricks, great coaching and mentoring from excellent drivers. And I'm just here to prove that a beginner can go from beginner to winner, or from zero to hero, with perseverance and a handful of tricks. So we're going to put the time in, because the goal, the dream, is to go from zero to hero and turn GT7 racing, or simulation racing, into a part-time business. So you see, ideally I would have came out from the very beginning probably with race hards, done the 10 laps with no pit. Do keep in mind, read the race rules for the World Series coming up. There's very likely going to be a required pit, or maybe no required pit, but a required tire change like we saw in Suzuka circuit. If you didn't go and do the required tire change, you got donked an entire minute. And I made that mistake first time around. So I went from, I think it was 3rd to 11th. All because I didn't swap tires. Oh, missing it here, missing the... Daytona's so flat that sometimes these turns, you don't see them coming. You gotta keep an eye on the map until you really know it well. Here it's just full speed ahead. At the 1, we start braking. Your front engine rear wheel drive here, you can give it a little gas and the back end will slide out, pointing the nose in the correct direction when need be. 458, you gotta watch out when you let go of the brake too quickly. With the steering wheel turned, the vehicle will jump in that direction. Now, if you're looking for an easy, very easy mid-engine rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, well, the all-wheel drive would be the Lamborghini, and it's not easy. I find it's an expert vehicle. But the NSX, wow, NSX and McLaren, very easy to drive. Great mid-engine vehicles to start off with. We don't see them at the top of very many tracks as world's fastest lap. But the 911, a little trickier to drive. But great to learn on, great to pick up. Then I'd say after that, in difficulty, going harder from easiest to hardest. Then there's the Ferrari 458 and the Lamborghini Huracan for many, or Huracan for many is the Huracan. It requires some finessing and some practice. So here we're going to try to use the whole track from the outside to the inside, back to the outside, from the outside to the inside. Yeah, we had the right speed, so to the inside there. Try to straighten out the track, so drive straight right through there to maximize speed. There, I started braking at the 2 too early, either the 1 or right before. Oh, the gas is going, burning through gas. This is wild. So I guess I will pit one last time, just for fuel. Because I think if we turn down the ratio, air-fuel ratio, we're still not going to make it. So let's just speed through. Partial throttle here, turning it into full throttle. To the outside here. And I believe what, at the 2? Let's try it at the 2. So at the 2, a little early, somewhere between the 1 and the 2. So I'm using track indicators to remember where my brake points are. So when they give you the fuel warning, that means the pit is coming right up. We're gonna fly into the pit. Throw on some mediums for the last few laps. Last 4, oof, that might be a mistake. So coming out of the pits, we're going to adjust the fuel ratio with the D-pad. It's unfortunate we can't do it in this mode where the computer is driving. We're forced to let the computer drive. Well, 3 laps, you know what? We should get it. Let's not take any chances here. There we go, on 3. We had more than enough power anyways. Put it to 4, no chances taken. Ooh, you gotta watch out. A Ferrari is no landscaping vehicle. You go to mow some grass, and the grass is gonna mow you. This ain't no John Deere tractor. It's not a New Holland either. New Holland was owned by Ford. They've since sold it, and actually Ford used to have its own tractors. One of my first jobs was mowing lawns with a Ford tractor. left a little paint on the wall, left my mark, signed my name. So between the 1 and the 2, and if you're driving manual, that's right the right spot. So no grass, you don't want to be grabbing any grass there, but make sure you are running over the apexes. Come out to the wall, and then cut back in. And at the black marker up on there on the fence, whatever that black thing is, camera or I don't know what, but that's where we want to start braking. Straighten out the track as much as possible. So apex to apex, there at the 1. Now if you have no traction control on coming out of here in first, a bad idea except for the Porsche 911, which has the meatiest first gear. So much speed can be done in first gear. You can really drive it out. Complete opposite of a Porsche, Ford Mustang, manual Mustang, which I've owned, and I currently own 2 911s, Porsche 911s, and I can tell you in the real world, first gear also has a lot of meat to it. You need to drive in first gear. It doesn't have the torque to just, you know, take off in second, unlike the Mustang. Heck, a Mustang GT you can take off in third gear with giving it just a little bit of gas. Between the 1 and the 2, we got left foot braking with engine braking. So getting ready for tomorrow's World Series race at Daytona, the road course. I love this place. I like to visit it. Florida is just absolutely incredible. Wow, 1 lap, did 1 lap, honestly, okay, 2 laps took a half tank, so we'll be fine. We'll do the 9th, and then the 10th we'll just crawl in. So really to be safe, we want to turn up the fuel ratio, because going into pit one more time probably would ruin our chances to get first. You want to get clean passes, avoid contact, especially online. There's some contact. Online, the contact is during the World Series is a lot more violent than that. People taking each other out on straightaways, kind of ridiculous, somewhat ruining the experience. But hey, we can't complain too much about it. We just have to adjust. We can only control ourselves. We can't expect to control the world around us, especially not the people in the world around us. You can go through life pretty darn dissatisfied if you're always trying to control the people around you, because the chances that you're going to get what you want are pretty slim. So you're going to be probably pretty frustrated most of the time. You want to go back when you're not crossing the double yellow. There probably will be time penalties for crossing the double yellow. Not against the AI here, but use the whole track to the outside wall. And then we bring it down, so we're actually driving less track overall. Oh, look at the fireworks. Incredible. Actually, I should say, pro tip, look at the track no matter what. And especially when you're racing online, you'll have some people deliberately, this happened to me the other day, and boy, did I ever learn my lesson and picked up a new trick. A car figured he was pretty happy with whatever position we were fighting for, 4th or 3rd, and He deliberately drove slow, so I was constantly in his rear, but very defensively, so I'd stay in his rear. So all I saw was the back of this Nissan GTR. Big booty, blocking my view, and pulled out so last minute to make the turn. And because I was watching the back of that vehicle, when he turned, I went straight off track. Just a beautiful, beautiful move. It wasn't dirty. He took me out hard, but in a clean way that I have to give him tons of respect. Glad he taught me my lesson. Here between the 2 and the 1 is probably where we're going to be braking. Good thing we put it up to 6. If we would have kept it on 1, we would have pitted 1 extra time, and the 11-second lead we had would not have been enough. I'd love if racing against the AI, there's a mode where we actually all start at the same time. So first doesn't start 30, 40 seconds ahead of you, and you have to have an overtuned superior car, because that way you'd actually battle for positions instead of have to build the car so you can fly by the competition, because every lap you need to get 5 or 6 seconds faster than them. Now, that is the way to practice for the World Series and get at least 154,000 credits. You'll get more if you have a clean racing bonus, I believe. And if you really want to perfect your skill, you're going to want to jump down and get into the circuit experience. Yeah, it's not going to be the right car, but at least you're going to learn by watching, or you don't even have to necessarily drive it. Watch the demonstration to get all the points, or wait until we can have our free practice for the World Series on any race and watch the world's fastest and take notes. Where are they driving? Where are they braking? And then that will be your key to getting faster laps. But this was your key to getting faster at the track, getting to learn the track and make some credits. Now, if getting help buying your dream cars, getting faster laps, finding better strategies, or just being reminded of the basics of racing so that you have a fun time online, because let's face it folks, I am tortoise slow, but with a handful of tricks, I can usually do pretty darn good once I know the track. So I'd say if that sounds good to you, please like and subscribe, hit that like button, drop a comment to help the channel out, and don't forget to subscribe and turn bell notifications on so that you don't miss out on content, because otherwise likely YouTube won't suggest this content to you again. And drop a comment so we can get to know each other, and drop into the live so we can have a chat. Thank you so much folks for watching. Until next time, I wish you all more cars and more power, and hope you get to put the pedal to the metal on a car you love sometime real soon. Take care.